Well, good morning and welcome back to another episode of Life in the Higham House. It is Saturday, that means it is work day, and today we are changing the oil on the truck. Finally. We finally got all the parts we needed a couple of weeks ago, but we've been running around doing so much, I haven't had the time to get the truck in the garage and get the oil changed. But today's the day. I got all my morning chores done. We're going to go ahead and take the truck from over there. We're going to pull it up here to the apron of the garage, and we're going to get underneath of it, and we're going to change the oil today. I've never done this before, at least not on this truck. I have done oil changes before on some of our other cars, so this will be the first time on the truck, and so let's see how this goes. You ready? Come on. So the first question is this: why change your own oil? And it's a good question. It's a legitimate question. There are tons of places I can go, and within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, I can have the oil changed and it's done. It's professional, it's clean. I don't have to waste a morning to doing this. That's all fair. And for a long time, I would go to those other places to have the oil done on the cars. There were very few times that I did the oil change. But when kids came along, it got a little more complicated. We were a little busier. And it was much easier for us just to pull in somewhere and get the oil changed and go on with life. And I always liked it because we tried to use, well, at the beginning, I tried to use garages where it was just, the guy owned a garage and, he was doing oil changes and inspections. And for me, that was a way to support him. Then when things got super busy and we moved to places where we didn't really have those garage connections, we used places like Jiffy Lube, and we used places like Walmart and Valvoline and all those other places, and they've got their pros and cons. I'm not saying you should use them or you shouldn't use them. I know there's all sorts of comments that are being made about those type of places. I'm not doing that. For me, they were great. They were efficient. I rolled in. They did the job. In most cases, they did it well, and I rolled on. But since we've had the truck, and I have a 2014 Toyota Tundra, absolutely love it. She's a beast. I mean, I love this truck. But the last couple times I've taken her to get her oil change, it's been like $80 to $90 to $120 to do the oil change. That's a lot of money. And they're not as fast as they used to be. Like, the last couple of times I rolled into the place that I wanted to get my oil change done, it took well over an hour to wait and have the oil done. And so I felt like I was wasting time sitting in a store waiting for the car to get finished, and then when it was all said and done, I was paying a ton of money for the oil change. So the boys and I have started trying to do oil changes on our own vehicles. And so to save money, to save time, kind of, but to also enrich myself, learn how to do this on my own so that I can do this on my own. The more things I learn about my truck and how to repair and maintain my truck, the better it is for me and the truck and for my bank account, because I'm not spending the money to go and get all this work done. And man, I would love to support the mechanics, but right now prices are so high to have your vehicle looked at. You're paying, I think the one time I went in, I rolled into a store and they wanted like almost $100 an hour just to open up the hood and begin to diagnose the car, not including the time to actually fix it and the parts that were involved. Like when we replaced the rotors and the pads, I paid $126, got the pads, got the rotors, put them on, got them all done, and it only took me like an hour and a half, and I was only out of pocket $126. If I had gone to a dealer or if I had gone to a mechanic, we're looking at like $400, $500 for rotors and pads. So if I can save a little bit of money, I'm going to save a little bit of money because I'm still raising a family and we need to keep track of our budget. So we're going to get into this. We're going to pull up the hood, get underneath of it. Like I said, I've done these before, but I haven't done one on the truck yet. So we're going to do a little YouTube research, and then we're going to jump in and get this done. All right, so let's go. quick update. Got everything cleaned out and switched out. So it's a little hard to do this and hold the camera, but we popped the nut, drained the oil pan. Here's where the filter goes. Popped this off, brought this down. Already put the new filter in it. Already put the new O-rings in it. Because it was kind of hard to do all this under here and hold the camera. But I got it all put back up in there. Got it tightened up. We're going to fill with oil. We're going to make sure we've got no leaks. And then we're going to put the steel protection plate across the front here. And we should be ready to go. Oil change done. So let's get the oil in it. So according to the manual for the truck, this is going to take about 8 quarts. I have a tow package, so it probably takes a little bit more than 8. So I've got 2 of these 5-quart containers. We're going to empty this first one, and then we'll put the second one in and fire the truck up and see how we're doing. Alright, with oil in it, I'm just going to take a look, make sure we don't have any leaks, make sure everything's tight enough. And it looks like everything's good. I don't see anything dripping or leaking. That looks solid. So let's fire her up and put the plate back on and we'll be done. So everything looks good on the inside. Dipstick checks out. We got oil. Let's get the protective plate on the bottom and let's get this thing off of the blocks and be done with this project. Alright, we're done. For the first time doing it, not bad. Learned a lot as I was going. Number of things I did this time I definitely will not do next time, just because when you're learning things, you're figuring things out, you're trying it, and sometimes things don't go the right way. So, all that's to say, got it done. Truck has fresh oil. We're good for another 6,000 miles, and all that cost me was the parts, the oil, the filter. I did have to buy a socket wrench